hockey teams weren't allowed to have formal practices until last Wednesday. So Tuesday night at the stroke of midnight, the Case Center was jammed with college hockey fans. They call it Midnight Madness. And by the looks of things, it was pretty crazy as the national champion BU Terriers took to the ice for the first time. Not surprisingly, one national poll has the Terriers the preseason top team in the country. Earlier today, I talked with head coach Jack Parker about this team and defending the national title. Well, Jack, is there any truth to the thought that uneasy is the head that wears the crown?
I don't think so. I think that it's not the same head because we've lost 7 guys from last year's team. If we had everybody back, I think there'd be a lot more pressure on us. But the fact that this is going to be a different team with key guys gone and other guys will have to step up and see what they can do for us. And we're going to have a good, solid team, but we're certainly not odds-on favorite.
Some of the polls, though, say, certainly the Hockey East poll, thinks that you guys are, the preseason poll put you guys at the top, as did some of the national polls as well. There's really no hiding the fact that you've got a really talented team coming back.
No question, especially up front. We've got a lot of good forwards. Last year we were really strong on defense as far as numbers and talent was concerned, and I moved Chris O'Sullivan up front, and it paid off, obviously. This year we're very, very strong up front and a little light on defense because of the numbers, not so much talent, but we just don't have as many players as we'd like there. So we may play Chris a little bit more on defense, but he'll still play forward most of the time. But in general, I think our strength will be up front and in the goal. People like Chris Kelleher and Jeff Kelty have to come up and move up to take the place of and take the ice time of the losing Kylina and Richard Brennan. And I think that if they do, we're going to be in good shape.
You certainly have 2 of the better forwards, if not the best forwards in Hockey East and maybe the nation in Mike and Chris. That's a luxury that you have. Nice to have back for this year. Was there a chance that maybe either or both of them wouldn't have come back for this year?
I think there was a lot of consideration given to turn pro by both of them. I think that both their teams decided, one team decided, with Chris O'Sullivan, Calgary didn't want to get him out yet and maybe have him another year. I think St. Louis wanted to get him out and Mike didn't want to go. He thought he would be better off staying another year, so that's why I think St. Louis traded him, because he wouldn't go play pro hockey right away. And now he's with Edmonton, so the fact of the matter is we're very fortunate to have those guys back, and they are 2 of our top scorers returning, but I think that certainly Sean Bates and Jay Pandolfo and Bobby LaChance are as good players as anybody on the team as well. So Greer and O'Sullivan can struggle to be the best players on the team even. They're among the best players in the nation. We're gonna have some real good forwards up front.
Talk about your goaltending situation. You have Tommy Noble, Sean Ferrillo, J.P. McCursey coming back, a good chance that maybe he can regain some of the form that made him one of the best goalies, certainly in college hockey at one point.
If he can get to 80 or 90% of his former form, he'll be playing a lot because, as you mentioned, he was 2 years ago. He was, I thought, arguably the best top 3 goaltenders in the United States in college hockey, and he's a terrific player when he's on his game. Even if he didn't have the severe injury, if he had just had to stay off the skates for a year, he would be struggling to get back in shape right now. So he's come along. I mean, it's a miracle that he's back trying out for the team. It was a miracle he's on the ice for Midnight Madness the other night. And anything he gets after this will be gravy, and I think he's got a real good shot at. He's in a battle for a position because we do have a lot of depth and a lot of talent there. You mentioned the 2 returning guys. We also have Michel Larocque, who's an incoming freshman, highly touted. We think he's going to be a real good goaltender for us. So 4 real talented guys there, and he'll be in a battle for that position.
Tell me about the mood at Midnight Madness. That's something that is relatively new in college hockey, and certainly the people and the fans and the kids at BU really enjoy that.
Yeah, it's usually a basketball thing, and we decided to do it in 19 preseason in the 89-90 season. We've done it ever since because in 89-90 we went to the Final Four, and we thought that'd be a good luck charm to keep doing that. And obviously we've had some success through the 90s. It's great, I think, for the freshmen to get some jacked up. The crowd is there. It's as loud as it's going to get because it's mostly students that are in there, and they really scream and yell. So it's a good awakening for the freshmen. It's a good remember when for the upperclassmen. But most importantly, I think it's great for the student body to get jacked up. Hockey season's around the corner. Let's get thinking about that, and they really do a nice job showing up and cheering us on.
How about for the coach? Certainly, is he a grizzled veteran who's seen his share of these, or is it really jack you up as well?
I'm too tired by that time, to tell you the truth. I went home the other night and I get to bed by 2:30 because I had to I wound up watching the rest of the Red Sox game too, and it took me 2 days to recover. My players recovered the next day. They had a good practice. I didn't, so I'm not one to stay up late anymore.
Best of luck this year.
Okay.
Coach Jack Parker.
Nice to see you.